Welcome to Heart with Doc Martin, where I share with you my thoughts on various subjects and challenge you to think differently. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click notifications so you don't miss any of my videos, book reviews, or interviews. So this is the first Heart to Heart in the series, and I want to wish each and every one of you a safe, healthy, and happy new year as we bring 2020 to a close and look forward to 2021. It's been quite a year, hasn't it? So many of us have been through so many challenging times and circumstances too numerous to mention. However, the one thing that I always keep near and dear to my heart is the absolute truth that we will all be victims of circumstance at one point in our lives, but remaining a victim, in the words of my coach and friend, Justin Patton, is your choice. Whenever I'm faced with life's challenges, I typically look to the words of Dr. Viktor Frankl, who's noted Holocaust survivor, psychiatrist, and neurologist, and he states, and I quote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." So here's a man who was surrounded by death, suffering, and horrific circumstance, and chose to look at life as meaningful versus meaningless. Frankl chose to focus on gratitude rather than sorrow, purpose rather than desperation. So 4 years ago today, as I filmed this video, a Facebook memory popped up of our trip to Berlin, Germany. We had a great time, and we decided one evening to wander into a department store before dinner. We discussed that we would go into the department store before we'd wander over to the Christmas market, which was directly across the street. Well, we never made it to the Christmas market. Why? Because we ran into a friend inside the store, believe it or not, and it delayed us for about 40 minutes. And by the time we parted company, we decided to go to dinner instead of going to the Christmas market, and we exited the store on the opposite side of the street. We wandered into a fantastic Italian restaurant and placed our phones on the table. At one point during dinner, both of our phones not only started vibrating, but they were going nuts. Why? Well, it turned out that the very Christmas market that we avoided was targeted for a terrorist attack utilizing a truck. There were several people killed and multiple individuals injured. To say we were shaken is a bit of an understatement because frankly, we should have been there. 2 days later, we arrived back in our home from our trip to Germany, having narrowly avoided this attack. And what did we discover? While we were away, a flood started and the majority of the first floor of our home, which was on the market at the time, was flooded and destroyed. Thank goodness we had insurance. However, this delayed the sale of our home, and we had already purchased another that we now reside in. At the time, I remember thinking that I had a choice, just like Viktor Frankl. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I wasn't in shock when we returned or angry when we saw our home full of water and a scary financial future because we're in the middle of a home transaction. But I had a choice. I can look at these incidences as the world is out to get me, or I can look at these incidences as an opportunity to be grateful for our safety, our health, and frankly, the avoidance of disaster. You have a choice too. I tell you this story because it feels like a rather apt metaphor for 2020, doesn't it? Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own hardship. Again, just like Viktor Frankl. So what's it going to be? Are you going to go into 2021 angry? Or are you going to go into 2021 with hope? But Martin, you may say, how the heck am I supposed to do that with all this stuff going on in my life? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is focus. Focusing on the things that you're grateful for. Focusing on the things you have and not focusing on the things you don't have. Focusing on the roof over your head, the food in your belly, your family, your friends, or just the mere fact that you survived this crazy year that we call 2020. The choice is yours. So here's my challenge. Take a piece of paper and pen right now, or your phone, and write down anything and everything that's positive in your life. I promise you, you'll gain a sense of gratitude out of this process. And in fact, this idea isn't mine. Numerous studies show that individuals that make a habit of writing down 3 things they're grateful for a day show significant progress in the reduction of depression, loneliness, and sadness. It just works. So this concludes my first Heart to Heart with you. From my home to yours, I wish you nothing but health, happiness, and a wonderful new year as we go into 2021. And remember, life speaks to you. And if you think it doesn't, you're not listening. Take care. Bye-bye.